Hello from Lviv. And yes, we'll play the second part of this interview with Jamala. And I don't know if you're able to play the music, but she just came out with a new album uh, called Kareem after her homeland, the Crimean Peninsula.
Yeah, we'll play it a little underneath you. I was just wowed yesterday by her amazing angelic voice. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, she really sings with such power. And in this track we're listening to now, you can hear it's a very Middle Eastern sound in the Crimean Peninsula. You can hear some of that exotic music. And these are, well, she'll describe this album in the interview. But this Crimean Peninsula is her homeland. For the past 100 years, the regime in Moscow has deported, generations of her family. Last February, she had to escape Kyiv with her two children to go to Romania and then to Turkey. And so she's lived through every minute of this in her family history and in her own life. And first, before we listen to the interview, I should note that yesterday, European leaders were meeting in Moldova, a country that borders Ukraine. Russia actually has occupied a portion of Moldova since the 90s that's surrounded by Ukraine and Moldova. But sort of very bravely, you had 47 European leaders invited by President Maya Sandu and from the UK, from France, and President Zelensky. And there, some of those leaders formed a fighter jet coalition. So we do see some momentum happening there. And the Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom said that Ukraine should be able to hit targets within Russia. Meanwhile, in the wee hours of this morning, there was a sixth attack on Kyiv in 6 days. And Wendy, it's common to get messages like this: four missiles toward Kyiv, 2 minutes till impact. You don't have time to make it to the subway shelter, dear friends. So please go to the bathroom or the corridor. So that's the reality here lately, every single day. But for now, here's the second part of my conversation with Jamala. She was speaking from New York, and she'll be in Chicago tomorrow.
Nowadays, when I released album Khrym, it means Crimea. It's continuation of my my way to speak about my homeland. To have my soft power to tell you about my pain, about my fight, about my rights to live in home, and that's why this absolutely unique, and I'm not shy to say that album Khrym, because it's 14 ancient Crimean Tatar songs never released, unforgotten, and for me it's really great possibility to spread about the Crimean Tatars nowadays. It's a diary. It's really something more than just music. Through this song, we can feel mentality of Crimean Tatars people. The people think that our feelings in thousands years ago were different, but it's not like that. We feel sad, love, loneliness, anger, the same like they felt.
And I watched your performance at the Kennedy Center last December with Hozier and Brandy Carlisle, and it was a tribute to you too. They had won the Kennedy Award, Kennedy Honors, and you're singing the song "Walk On." I mean, you could hear all of the pain, not just from you, I think, but from the stories from your grandmother. You bring all that into your music.
You know that I did something extraordinary. I add anthem of Ukraine in the beginning of the song, because the Kennedy they not allowed for me to say about that I'm literally from Ukraine, and
you cannot talk about.
I decided to do something anyway, and they asked me to translate on Ukrainian language in the beginning. Love is the only thing, baggage you can bring. And the Hosier start this the beginning of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and what I did. Ще не вмерла Україна, не слава, не воля, ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля. It wasn't a pride time in CBS.
You said the glory and freedom of Ukraine has not perished.
Ще не вмерла Україна, ні слава, ні воля, ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля.
I scared to say that, but
the camera went to Bono's face, and you could see Bono on the edge as you said those words. But you said it with such passion. They were overcome with emotion when you said that. So I'm so happy to know that was. That's a Ukrainian rebellious instinct. I think there's a huge gap of information about this in America. But why does Crimea matter in all this?
Let's try to imagine you are leaving your flat, and then one day your neighbor knocked the door and said, "Do you know that? I love your kitchen. I want to live there. You don't mind? I want to live in your kitchen. But it's your flat. Come on." And through the kitchen, your neighbor sent to you a message text every day. Yeah. This is the answer where it's important to back all our Ukraine.
Jamala, I'll try to say it in Crimean language. Saho.
Sago.
Дуже дякую. And I wish you a great tour through the United States, and I hope that our audience in Chicago, many people go to the show. But thank you so much, Jamala, and Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава.
До перемоги.
До перемоги.
Thank you so much.
She's really the voice of the people in Ukraine, isn't she?
Yes, she is. And she famously won the Eurovision Song Contest in 2016 when all of Europe said she was a voice, that they felt represented all of Europe together. And so and it's very important to hear her story because, most people here believe that Crimea is the key to this. Once Crimea is liberated, then Ukraine can be free. The Russians have had a naval base in Crimea since the 90s, but they never gave that up. And that's why it was so easy for them to take that peninsula in 2014. But there's a lot of hope that with the building counteroffensive, Ukrainians could make some moves to take it back. And, that culture is a Muslim Tatar culture. It also shows the diversity of Ukraine. Today, Wendy, in Lviv, it's people preparing for a big Christian holiday. And people, whether they're Muslim, Jewish, or Christian, they keep their traditions here. People are carrying around green branches and leaves. Sunday is called Zeleny Sviata, green holiday, known as Pentecost in the West. And people take the branches to the church to have them blessed. They're wearing their traditional colorful garments. So whether it's the Crimean Tatars or the people of Western Ukraine, the culture is strong and vibrant, even as that threat of missiles continues. And it was many alarms throughout the night. You have to wake up and check your phone to see if the missile is coming your way. Jeez. That is now the reality every single day here.
Well, I sure hope their prayers are answered over the weekend, and I sure hope you have a very quiet weekend. Meantime, things are rocking here in Chicago. We've got Taylor Swift all weekend at Soldier Field and Jamala at the Chop Shop, 2033 West North Avenue, Saturday night at 8 p.m. Really appreciate talking to you, Joseph.
Wendy, as always, great to talk to you. Have a great weekend.
You as well. Jamala, you can Google that and find out how to get tickets for the Chop Shop tomorrow night. And if you're going to Taylor Swift tonight, you can just do them both. Where people are free to live it ever, the happiest time, our time. Where's your heart? Humanity rise. You think we're good, but everyone dies. Don't swallow my soul, our souls.
Thank you for introducing Ukraine on your social media pages. That's very important that much more people can get more information about the situation here and how everybody can help Ukraine to stay stronger and to save all the world.
Что он сказал?
Well, which side are you on?
на чій ти стороні. Come on now. Oh, which side are you on? На чій ти стороні.